Male fan in the chest hard at a Polk County nightclub, and controversial video of the incident is blowing up online. Holly Bounds joins us now live from Lakeland outside Rumors nightclub. Holly?
Well, good evening to you, Jen. About 400 fans piled in here Friday night to see rapper Kevin Gates, but one who made it to the front row walked away in pain and headed to the hospital. A starstruck fan struck by the star himself. This video of a Lakeland teen getting a forceful kick from rapper Kevin Gates Friday started filling up Christy Ireland's Facebook feed when she woke up the next morning.
I'm like, oh my God, that poor girl. And
minutes later, she learned that girl was her 18-year-old daughter, Miranda.
this is me off.
Ireland's now finding the rapper's rage on the stage is nothing new. Earlier this year, cameras captured him fighting with two females at a show in Michigan.
No, I don't care who you are, NFL player, just a regular person who goes a daily job to the mall, or a rapper, who you are. You don't come to anybody's hometown, anybody's state, anybody's place of residence anyway and kick anybody. She did not deserve that. Miranda's touch was a typical fan's excitement, she says, and doesn't justify violence. And you want to be famous, you got to deal with it. Gates' work has earned him fame, one song reaching number 30 on the rap charts. But Ireland hopes it's this performance that makes people realize who he is. She told me that she was excited to see him, and next thing she knows, she was kicked in the chest and she was passed out. And they should pursue him and arrest him, and he should pay. He don't come to Polk County. Polk County doesn't play.
And Lakeland police tell me they are interviewing Miranda, and they do expect to file charges. Jen?
Holly, what about Kevin Gates and the apology or response from him or his camp?
No, absolute silence there, Jen. I've reached out by phone and email and haven't heard anything back from them.
Maybe police can get more of a response. Holly Bounds live in Lakeland for us tonight. Thank you.
You mess with Luke-Bryan, you're gonna get yourself into some trouble. I'm Anya Hammer with Taste of Country News, and the country superstar has zero tolerance for rude behavior. Luke was part of an all-star lineup at Charlie Daniels' 80th birthday volunteer jam at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville on Wednesday, November 30th. Everything seemed to be going fine. During his set, Bryan was minding his own business, entertaining and gyrating his hips as usual, until a man in the front row caught his attention, and things took a shocking turn. Okay, anyone who has any knowledge of Luke-Bryan as a person at all knows that he's an overall awesome guy. So there has to have been some unseen provocation to make Luke react the way he did, right? Taste of Country reached out to Luke's team and were given the following statement. Quote, a man in the front row was making crude hand gestures toward Luke during his performance. It was insulting not only to him, but more importantly to the men, women, and families sitting around him, who were there to support and celebrate Charlie Daniels and the efforts of raising money for the military veterans, some of whom were in the audience. The concert security personnel saw the man's disruptive actions of the event, and he was escorted out. Well, that settles it then. Thumbs up this video if you're impressed with how well Luke was able to continue his set without missing a beat. The man was escorted out of the building by security immediately, and the show went on. Luke finished his set and then joined Charlie Daniels on stage later in the night for The Devil Went Down to Georgia. The show drew more than 15,000 fans to Bridgestone Arena and raised $245,000 for the Journey Home Project, which helps U.S. military vets in various aspects of their lives. So, all's well that ends well, right? Thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for subscribing, and make sure you check back often for all the latest country music news.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Valdez, aka The Angry Man, coming at you live today to bring you the best content YouTube has to offer. My channel is made possible by loyal subscribers and viewers like you, so please don't hesitate to scroll down to the description, click the link that says Fuel the Anger. You'll be transported over to PayPal, where you can make an anonymous donation so we can keep this thing rolling. But yo, little bit of news I want to talk about. There's a story trending about a country singer that goes by the name of Gates-Luke-Bryan. Now, for all my faithful fans and subscribers, this is a little bit off the beaten path, but it really isn't. Now, this particular guy was doing a benefit concert for, I think, veterans or something like that. And while he was doing his performance, there was a guy in the front row that was flipping him off. He gave him the bird. So Gates-Luke-Bryan decides to go over to the edge of the stage. Now, keep in mind, this guy was not on the stage. He wasn't pulling on him. He wasn't grabbing on him. None of that. He just was flipping him the bird. Gates-Luke-Bryan goes over to the edge of the stage, grabs his hand, and tries to push the hand he was flipping him off with. He pushes the hand down, and with his other hand, he slaps the guy. Right? Now, all throughout the media, they are hailing this guy as a hero. In fact, I think the only person that said he was wrong for this was Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club. He actually gave him Donkey of the Day for this. And, you know, Charlemagne, this is probably one of the only times I actually agree with him. But I do think that this is wrong. And the main reason is for the exact same reason that Charlemagne said. Right now, currently, Kevin Gates is doing time for something very similar. In case you didn't know, a while back, Kevin Gates was doing a show, and there was a fan in the audience that was in the front row, kind of like this guy. The only difference was it was a female, and she kept reaching up on stage, grabbing Kevin Gates' private area, grabbing his cock. He warned her a couple of times, and finally he just got fed up and he kicked her. He didn't jump off the stage and beat her ass. He didn't do none of that shit, which he would have been well justified in, because really, to be truthfully honest, if she was grabbing his private area, that is assault. Okay? Not only is it assault, it's sexual harassment. I don't know why they believe that, why our country and society believes the only people that can be sexually harassed are women. Like, she was grabbing his private area. Like, that's crazy. So he kicked her. So he goes to court, and in court, the judge basically demonizes him and says, well, you know what? I don't care what the circumstances were. You need to learn your lesson. You're going to jail. Now, a lot of people have spoke about this, and they said, well, you know what? He should go to jail. He shouldn't have kicked the fan in the face. That shit is crazy. Now, me personally, I look at it a different way. I didn't do a story about that Kevin Gates situation because it pissed me off. I didn't like it, you know, and I couldn't really defend it because Kevin Gates is a real ignorant motherfucker. He's ignorant. I can't say that he's not ignorant. He makes a lot of ignorant statements. So it's very difficult to defend somebody who does a lot of ignorant things. But lo and behold, if you're patient, the gods, the universe, karma, whatever you want to call it, will give you an opportunity like this. And it's a sweet opportunity because it shows something, it reveals something, it shines a light on something. What does it shine a light on? The fact that whenever somebody in hip hop, a black male artist, does something that is questionable or considered violent or considered whatever, it is chalked up to ignorant nigga shit. Every time. I don't care what it is. And being a dude from the streets that kind of comes from the same vein as a lot of hip hop artists, a lot of black male hip hop artists, I come from that same culture. It pisses me off to always see black men being demonized just because they come from the streets or just because they have a certain sunny disposition. But here we have an artist, you know, another musician, another musical artist in country music. Nobody grabbed him. He literally reached down and slapped this dude in the face because he flipped him off. Now, it raises another question that I would like to bring up, which is something that I've never figured out. Why is it people pay money to go to shows to do things like this? Because I want to talk about that too. Because this right here, here's another thing too. That type of stuff rarely happens in other genres of music. It always happens in hip hop. If you go look on YouTube and type in performers, someone threw water on a performer, you're going to get countless videos of hip hop artists having bottles thrown at them, water bottles thrown at them, water thrown on them, different things thrown onto the stage, all types of disrespectful shit. The type of shit that is, the type of shit that justifies an ass whooping. If I was a hip hop artist and I was on stage performing, that's my job. And you come there to heckle me. I guess that's the music industry's version of hecklers. With comedians, I can understand hecklers because, a comedian will roast their ass and they'll learn a lesson. So it has become a part of the culture, But with the hecklers in the music industry, they're throwing shit at you. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but in law terms, that is assault when you throw something at somebody. So if an artist jumped off the stage and whooped your ass, that's self-defense. Really, technically, what Kevin Gates did was self-defense. But see, the reason why he ended up with jail time is because, one, it was a woman, and two, he's an ignorant nigga. So they looked at it like, oh, he's an ignorant nigga, let's lock him up. But Luke-Bryan gets to slap people. He gets to pimp slap people and, people who haven't even touched him. And he's hailed as a hero. That's crazy. And, a lot of people did videos about Kevin Gates and said, yeah, he deserved that shit because he shouldn't have kicked his fan in the face. I would have did more than kick her in the face. If I'd have been on that stage performing and she'd have reached up there and grabbed my crotch, I would have jumped off the stage and punched her in her face. Immediately. And been happy to do the time. Because you don't do that. You don't do that. What would you people say if Beyonce was performing on the stage or Rihanna was performing on the stage and a dude reached up onto the stage and tried to finger her? What would you think? You'd say, oh my God, that's horrible. What a sick, perverted bastard. That would be the first thing that would come to your mind. That's what you would say. But because it's Kevin Gates, so what? She grabbed his cock. He should be happy. He should be happy she did that. He should be glad somebody did that. Right? How dare he kick her? And only after warning her. How dare he do that? After all, I'm trying to figure this out because performers, when they get up on stage, they have security. And I have never been able to grasp this concept. So if somebody tries to attack a performer, why is it the security has the right to beat up the performer, but the performer doesn't have a right to beat up? Excuse me. Let me back up. If a performer is on stage and they have security up there, why does security have the right to beat up a fan that's attacking the performer, but the performer doesn't have a right to beat up the fan that's attacking him? That don't even make sense. To me, it seems like some old, he has the money, so let's go after him in a legal way so that we can get paid. Because I can tell you right now, if I was famous and motherfucker try that shit with me, they ain't got to worry about security jumping on them. They got to worry about me. The reason why I would have security is for them to stop me. They would be there to stop me from going to your ass or to pull me off of you. That's what they would be there for. And if I hire the right dudes, really they gonna be there to stand in a circle so nobody else can get to me and you, so that I can beat your ass for a good hot minute. You know, stand there and do crowd control. Stand back while I beat your ass. But I never understood that. I never understood paying good money to go to a show to throw shit at whoever's performing. You know? I paid a lot of money to go see Prince before he died, me and my girl. When I got there, the last thing I was thinking about was throwing something at him. Why? For what? But you had these people who come to these shows and they do this crazy shit. You know? And see, I'm not saying that Luke-Bryan was wrong for slapping him. I'm saying he's wrong. Excuse me. I'm saying that the media is wrong for making Luke-Bryan look like a hero and making Kevin Gates look like a monster for that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is biased, it is prejudiced, it is unjust, and it is unfair. All because one man is a black man from the hood, which would be considered, quote unquote, an ignorant nigger. And one dude is a white country ass cowboy type dude that really can be considered a white nigga. Straight up and down. Well, for some reason, in the eyes of the law, the eyes of the media, the eyes of our society, one is better than the other. But in the eyes of the angry man, no. One is not better than the other. If he can slap a fan for giving him the bird, Kevin Gates most certainly can kick a fan in the face for grabbing his crotch. But that's all I wanted to say about that. You guys remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, all you have to do is click the little red button, then click the bell next to it, and you'll be notified every time I drop a classic video. And to all my haters, shut the fuck up! Holler at you guys later. Deuces. Oh yeah, don't forget to go over to Patreon and become a patron to help us reach our goal, which is to build a full